Hey, I'm Jenny. This month we are inviting change for the better, thankfully, into our lives. Stick around for an Akashic Records channel message for the month, as well as a card reading for the month. If you have never watched one of my energy videos, just know that the video is going to find you at the right time. So even if you're not watching it in October of 2022, I open the Akashic Records and I get a channeled message, I transcribe it, and then I share it here and kind of explain what I think it means. This message also contains a meditation. So what I'm going to do is read the message, then at the end lead you through a meditation. Then I'm going to talk about what I think the messages mean, and then we'll end with a card reading. So I suggest for this first part to get some earbuds or something and close your eyes, listen to the messages, see what images come up for you, and then I'll go right into the meditation, and then I'll talk about the meaning behind the messages, my thoughts on it. October brings lots of changes. Planetary shifts, transmutation, rebirth, so much change. Many have been struggling. Many have reached low lows and deep darkness. And they showed me people huddled in like holes in darkness, deep pits of despair. This has been a month of shadow, so referring to September. A lot of purging. They showed me a volcano erupting. There has been a lot of darkness and shadow rising to the surface. So many are struggling and putting the work in. So they're acknowledging that people are doing the work and, working through this trauma and everything that's coming up. But some are overwhelmed. But in October, it brings light. It brings changes. It brings joy. And they show me like a golden light. October is the month to ask yourself, what changes do I want in my life and how can I put them into practice? It is a month to make changes for your health, for your joy, for finding more beauty, for balance. Change is going to happen regardless. It is a month for you to choose the change, decide the changes. What is it I want to have change? Otherwise, it will just happen for you. Be proactive, be a change maker. This is a month to work with chakras. See a golden light coming from Mother Earth and another golden light coming from the cosmic creator, God. And cosmic creator is my own term, and so whatever resonates for you, spirit, creator. See these lights merging into your body. Sit or stand in meditation, take deep breaths, and see golden light rising from the ground into your body and golden light coming down from the universe and into your body. Do this every day. Clear your chakras, help them function. And that's the meditation I'm going to lead you into in a minute or so. This will aid in the change, help bring light back into your life. Even though the earth is entering into more and more darkness, this is a month when light is going to return to so many. See the light. This is a month to get outside and enjoy the golden light of autumn. Be outside, smell the fresh air, collect leaves. And they showed me people smiling and dancing and spinning around in circles like little kids do. This is a month of spinning change, of beauty. Ask yourself, what changes do I want? What changes do I want to welcome? This is a month of joy. And I know that's a relief for many of us. Continue to focus on gratitude. Gratitude is a way of bringing in the change that you want. Focusing on the good that you do have brings more good into your life. Like attracts like. Be grateful for the changes you are making. Be grateful for them as if they've already been made. And I'm going to lead you into the meditation. So if you're not already comfortable, and this is really best, I think, done outside, but wherever you are right now, if you can, make sure there's no distractions, and you want to set yourself up either standing with your bare feet on the ground or the floor, or sitting in a way that your feet are on the ground, okay, or on the floor, and then I'll begin. Okay, I'm going to ask you to begin with feet firmly planted on the floor or the ground. I want you to gently close your eyes and take a very deep breath Filling your belly with air, slowly releasing it. Remember, with meditation, if thoughts arise or things like that, we're just going to let it go. Okay, acknowledge it and let it go. So let's take some deep breaths. You're here with me now. To-do lists can go. You don't have to relive or rehash things that went wrong. You don't have to worry for the future. We're just here right now in the present moment, taking some deep breaths. We're going to give our chakras some love. Okay. So with your feet firmly planted on the ground, I want you to imagine the center of the earth, whatever that looks like for you. Use your imagination. It could be a place, it could be a big crystal, it could be a heart, it could be anything. So take a moment, and if you're not a visual person, that's okay too. Just get a feel for what the center of the earth feels like or looks like for you. All right, so taking deep breath. All right, we're going to connect with the center of the earth. So from the center of the earth, light starts to travel. It's a golden, shimmering light. Begins to travel up, up, up through all the layers of the earth. Traveling up, up, up into the soles of your feet, up your legs, your knees, up through your hips and pelvis, all the way up to your heart. All right, and that light's there, clearing all your lower chakras, filling them with golden light, healing them, helping them spin appropriately, clearing away anything that needs to be cleared. Take a deep breath. And then I want you to imagine the center of the universe. And this can be however you imagine it. I personally see a black hole that is blindingly bright, but you may see a galaxy, you may see a human or human-like figure, you may see a place, or you may just get a feeling for it. So from the center of the universe, from the cosmic creator, we are pulling down now this golden energy. So this golden energy, this golden light's traveling very fast, coming all the way from the center of the universe, traveling, 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 getting into the Earth's atmosphere, traveling down, 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 through sky or ceiling, whatever's above you, and going right into the crown of your head, going through your third eye, your throat, all the way down to your heart, clearing those upper chakras, clearing and bringing golden light, healing, helping them open up and spin correctly, right? And now the earth light that stopped at the center of your heart is now going up, all the way up and out through your crown. And now the cosmic light that stopped at your heart is going all the way down, down, down through all your lower chakras, out the soles of your feet. And here you are. Take a deep breath. You're a bridge between heaven and earth, right? Your chakras are all feeling aligned and spinning nicely. They're feeling open but not too open, feeling balanced, feeling cleared. Take a deep breath. You are a beautiful bridge of light. And now we're going to let this light return to their sources, but not leave your body. Your body's still filled with this golden shimmering light. Your chakras are golden. All the traditional colors, the rainbow colors, are replaced with this golden shimmering light. So the light from Mother Earth, center of Mother Earth, starts to slowly diminish, becomes weaker and weaker, but remains in your body. And the light from the cosmic creator slowly begins to diminish, becomes weaker and weaker, returns to the source, but remains in your body. Your body is this golden shimmering vessel, just filled with so much light. Take a deep breath, let it out as a sigh. Let a little smile go upon your face if it feels right. And slowly open your eyes. I hope that feels good. We're going to talk about the rest of the messages in a moment. I hope you were able to do the meditation with me and you're feeling all balanced and golden. I have never done timestamps before because I didn't know how to do them, but I'm going to learn for this video so that you can just go back to the meditation whenever you want. I like in this reading that the angels and guides recognize that September has been a difficult month. I cannot name one person in my life that has not had a hard September with some hard lessons, with some shadow coming out, with some darkness, with some personal health problems or loved ones' health problems or loss. I mean, it's been a month that people are really going through it. We had several planets in retrograde at once. Several of them returned to normal in October, which I think is, in the beginning, talks about planetary shifts. I think that's what it's referring to. But remember that you are on a path of light and you're on a path to being an enlightened person, an ascended person. And as you go on this path, you're faced with things, right? The Buddha is faced with Mara, and Jesus is faced with the devil. Like, you're on these paths and a lot of stuff's kind of come up for you. When you're in the middle of it, it's very hard, very difficult to remember these things. But as you continue on this path, it gets easier, I think. And so I really appreciate that the guides are recognizing that September was really hard for a lot of people, but that it was necessary, like a volcano, spewing out what needs to come. And some of you may be like, I don't see how this change was necessary or this disruption in my life. You'll maybe someday see. So, it's hard to see when it's raw and fresh. So just keep that in mind. I'm glad that October is bringing lots of change for people. It's a relief for us, I think. And I like that they're telling us to be proactive, be a change maker. So change is going to happen regardless in October. So it's like, okay, well, what changes do you want to make? And so some things that I've been thinking about is definitely journaling on, what you want to let fall away, because it's autumn. So it's a good time to think about what are some habits and things you want to let fall away. I know that for me personally, I don't know if I've had an interesting childhood and I was raised Catholic, and I remember my therapist saying like it was as if I carried a whip and was constantly whipping myself. I'm always very, very hard on myself, and I feel a lot of guilt and shame, and I've worked a lot through it. It's definitely helpful. I've done some inner child healing and really working with the Course in Miracles and really recognizing my ego, and that voice is not true. We're not our thoughts. But it really has hit me hard in September, just really like resurfaced and manifested as physical pain in my body, especially around my hips and stuff, and which is where we carry a lot of our emotions. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to like, okay, what do I want change? I want to be free of these feelings of having to live with guilt and shame. I don't need them to motivate me. I'll be a good person regardless of them, right? And I think a lot of us that deal with that kind of feeling, it's like guilt and shame. It's like a motivating factor of why we are the way we are. It's like if you don't feel bad, you're not going to be a good person. It's people pleasing. There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of layers. So I think about that. It's like, okay, first of all, what do I want to step into October without? I would like to step into October without those things. And then what kind of change do I want to bring in? And I know for me, I'm really going to be focusing on creativity for this month. I bought The Artist's Way, which people have recommended so many times. And finally, I won a gift card for doing a good job and doing a lot of reading at the library. And so I went and bought myself a brand new copy. And I plan on starting it October 1st. So I know and I bought knitting needles. If you are a knitter or you want to recommend some ideas to me of how to do that, please share. But I was like, I want to try a new art, a new craft. And for me, a lot of the creative projects I do are for other people or with other people in mind. And so it's like I want to figure out some art for myself. So those are my personal changes. Yours can be big or small. They can be really like just eating a little cleaner, because we know the holiday season's coming where many of us will indulge. Or it could be, being outside more. That was another thing they talked about, is being outside. And I know for some of you, October can be really cold, but finding the time when it feels fresh, feels good to be outside. Or even if you have a little covered porch or patio and it's raining or whatever, just standing there with your coffee or your tea and you're still outside, you're covered, but it's important. We need to be outside. And it seems like whatever change is happening is we're going to need some grounding, which is why I think that they're really saying we should be outside more. And then talking about being grateful, and it's true, being grateful. Like, so for me, for instance, working on creativity, so I'll start, maybe an affirmation. I am a creative person. I'm so grateful for my creative talents. I'm so grateful I learned to knit, things like that are things that have not maybe yet manifested for me, but I'm saying that they have, and I'm being grateful for them. And same with, I'm grateful to be free of my ego's need for shame and guilt, things like that. I think really help having a mindset. And I like affirmations personally. If you don't, that's okay. But yeah, this is a month of change. I would love to hear if you want to connect with me, what changes you are going to be making. I know, like I said, being more creative, I think in general, I feel like that's kind of a universal. I think a lot of us are going to have some kind of creative opening for ourselves in October. So maybe we'll see some really good original homemade Halloween costumes and things like that. So yeah, I'd love to know if that resonates with you. And I'm going to be doing a Halloween themed reading, so stick around. For this reading, I thought I would use the Halloween tarot, but I'm keeping it upright. Just keep it a little more positive. I always shuffle before I record, so I want you to know that. So it doesn't seem like, oh, that's really cheap shuffling. Okay, so first we have is Page of Ghosts. And in this deck, the ghosts represent the cups. And you can see his cup is full. He's unmasked himself. Everybody's smiling, right? A page is someone starting out, could be a young person or someone young at heart, starting out on a journey. And so I love this because we were just told that October is like, I feel it's like a fresh start of change, right? So we're all going to be pages. We're all going to have this ability to fill our cups and just feel happy. We have new messages coming in for us. It's going to be a really good time. Three of Imps, and in this case, again, this time the imps represent the wands, fire energy. We have them all looking again like they're starting a journey, right? So they're all getting ready. They have their fire, and it's like a sacred offering. Everyone's smiling. Little kitties in every single one of these cards. Looking at the stars, just looking like they're appreciating life, thinking things through, maybe going on a journey. But again, we have the water, the emotion, which is the divine feminine. On both these cards, we have the moon and the water, the divine feminine. So I'm also feeling in general that the divine feminine keeps coming in stronger and stronger as a way of balancing out everything, right? So something else to consider is maybe working with the moon or tapping into that. Four of Bats. So the bats represent the swords, which can be rough in the tarot cards, right? It's always a lot of things coming to the surface, which we've already talked about. A lot of things like crisis and trauma. And so, we have that aspect that we've gone through, and now there's rest. So I feel like for me, this is saying like you've been through it, but now we can rest in this month. I'm going to do one more. The Tower, of course, right? The Tower. This is the card of change. So of course it came through for this reading. We're being told that there will be change regardless of whether or not we want it, but you choose the change. So instead of just letting things get cracked open and you go falling out, you're going to be proactive. You're going to decide the change you want so that change doesn't just happen to you, right? So I think that's what this card is about. Next, I received this deck called the Animal Apothecary, which is so beautiful. I am new to it, but I still wanted to share it, even though it's something I've only been working with for less than a month. Keep trying, and we got Sea Star, and look at that, we have chakras, right? Chakra alignment, keep trying. So keep going. It's been an interesting year, right? For many of us, it's something that started in 2012. Some people say 2019, 2020 for others. It's just been, we've all been through it. We got to keep going, got to keep trying. Keep working with those chakras. Immense growth. And we have the Fibonacci sequence here and a turkey vulture who, as we know, cleans up the dead and the decaying, right? So this is us, right? We've been through it. We can rest now. We can clean up all of the shadow work and everything that we've been through, and we can feel that growth. I love that for us. I think that's perfect. And then I really enjoyed this little Whispering Woods deck. So I'm going to pull 2 today. See their little messages. Retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. What did we just talk about, right? Going outside every day, even if it's just while you have your morning coffee, having a sip under the patio, whatever. It's time. We got to be outside. And woods. Be like the woods. Calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. Remember, you're on this path. You're a leader regardless, right? You may not be making these videos on YouTube and doing these kinds of things, but because you're on this path, you're leading. And however you decide to do that, great. But be that. Be yourself. I like that it tells us to be mysterious too, because we're all going to dress in our costumes, right? I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know. Please like and subscribe and maybe share with a friend.